In this video, I will show you how to install Kali Linux from ISO from scratch. First, you need to download the latest Kali Linux. For that, you can go to www.kali.org and click on download. On download page, there are many type of images which you can download, such as virtual machine. We have installer image for mobile, cloud, ARM, live boot, container, WSL. So right now we are interested in installer image because we want to install Kali Linux from scratch. So click on the installer image. And from here there is 64-bit and 32-bit. We are interested in 64-bit. And there is installer, torrent file or directly. So click on the direct one. I already download just to show you. So we have Kali Linux 2024.1 installer AMD64. I already have the required ISO. I already download just to show you. It's almost 4 GB. Let me cancel, and it's already in my E drive. So when you download this image, here is the same image. Then you can go to your virtual machine, VMware workstation, click on the file, new virtual machine, choose a typical, the recommended one, and click next. Second option is installer disk image, file ISO. Click browse, and I already download, so let me go to D drive, OS, and here is Kali Linux, this one, Kali Linux 2024.1 installer AMD64 ISO, and click open and click next. Guest operating system, you need to choose Linux and version Debian 11 64-bit. You can click here and it will show you all of them. If you have the latest one, so you can choose that one as well, and click next. Give them a name. So I will give them Kali Linux new, okay, and the location where you want to store this one. So this is the location. You can change the location if you want, and click next. Next is specify disk capacity. So the minimum requirement 20 GB is up to you. If you want to install more stuff, so it's better to give them more hard drive. And click store virtual disk as a single file and click next. Here you can customize if you want, customize hardware. If you want to change the memory, suppose to 4 GB or 8 GB, is depend on your requirement. Processor, if you want to change, so you can change that one. If you want to enable virtualization, if you want to run something inside, so you can enable this feature as well. Network adapter, I would say and recommend right now keep them as a NAT. USB controller, if you want. Sound card, printer we don't need, you can remove. And display, we want to keep that one. And if you want to enable 3D graphics, so you can. And after that, just close and click finish. Now the Kali Linux new, here is the detail. I changed the memory and other stuff. Power on the virtual machine, click on that one, just close this one, and it will show you how to install. The first option is, which we are interested, graphical install. There is install which is CLI install. So I will choose the first option and hit enter. Okay. So we need to wait for a while and it will start the installation process. After that, we done these steps. It will ask you all these detail, your language and all those stuff. So we choose the graphic install and hit enter. And here is select your preferred language. So the language we want is English. Select a language and click continue. Next is select your location. So you can choose your location. In my case, I will choose Saudi Arab. Okay. In your case, you can choose your country, whatever you like. Okay. So if my country is not there, so I can choose other as well, and let's choose United Kingdom or United States. Whatever is your country, you can choose from the list. Otherwise you can choose other if it is not in the list, and click continue. Configure the keyboard. So the keyboard we want to use American English, and click continue. Okay, now it will detect the media because we already have the ISO image, so it will install the component from the installation media. So we choose the preferred language. After that we choose the location, then the keyboard layout. After that it will load the installer component from the installation media, and then it will ask you the network interface because we are already connected to net, so it will get the IP through DHCP, and it will ask you to enter the host name. So you can type the host name for this system. Okay, in this case I will put Kali. It's up to you, you can change and you can keep any name for this system. After that it will ask you the domain name. Okay, after the domain name it will ask you the username, which you can use to enter the system. So you need to type the account for the system, the full name, and also the username, and then it will ask you the password. You need to type the password 2 times. For lab purpose I will type ABC812345, and then I will re-enter the password to verify, and click continue. After that you need to choose your time zone. We will choose the time zone, and then it will ask you how to format the hard drive, the disk. It can give you many options because we have only one drive and we want to install this Kali Linux on one hard drive, so we don't need any partition of the disk. So we will choose guided use entire disk because we want to use the entire disk. Okay, if you want to install Kali Linux with Windows, so you need to choose a different option in that case, but in this case I will use guided use entire disk. And then I will choose the disk because it's a virtual environment, so I will choose the VMware partition. After that I will choose all file and one partition. So you can keep the file in separate partition, however we want to keep them in one partition. I will choose the first option and continue. So let's go back. Yeah, so the host name I will keep Kali and click continue. Domain name I don't want, so click continue. Okay, and now it's say the username, so I will give the username Ali and click continue. Then the account is also Ali, and here is a password ABC812345, and if you want to check it is, yeah, so you can like this, and let me re-enter the password and click continue. Okay, and now is configure the clock. So I want to use this one. You can change as per your location and click continue. Okay, so it will start those configurations. So let's go back. Okay, this now is next it will ask you the partition disk, which I told you. So let's go back until this is come up. So partition disk, so I will use the default one, guided use entire disk, because I have only a 30 GB hard drive which we choose when we start the installation, and click continue. Choose the default partition disk and click continue. Okay, all file in one partition, the first option, and click continue, and choose this one option and click continue. Okay, and here write the changes to disk. Yes, so here you need to make sure that whatever you say, you need to choose yes, so they can do the changes. Okay, and click continue. So it will start the base system, and let's go back until that time. So I choose this option, and after that make sure to choose yes, because whatever we say related to the hard drive, you need to say yes, so they can do the changes to the hard drive. After that it will ask you which environment, desktop environment you want to install. There is a GNOME, we will discuss this one. There is a KDE, and there is a default one, XFCE. which is the default desktop environment. It's like a theme, which theme you want to install. So it's better to keep the default one. XFCE is the light one, so it's better to choose this one. If you want all three, so you can choose GNOME as well and KDE as well. These three are the most widely used. However, the Kali Linux, the default one is XFCE, which is the best one. So it's better to choose and keep the default one. So desktop environment, so I say I want XFCE. I don't need GNOME, I can install later on as well. KDE is another desktop environment if you want that one. And these are the collection of tool. So I want to keep the collection of tool, and top 10 most popular tool I want to keep. Okay, and just choose the default recommended tool as well. So these are the software selection. So I would recommend just keep the same and click continue. So let's go back and let's see where we are. Yeah, so now it's here. So I will keep the default one and click continue. Okay, let's go back. Next it will ask you the bootloader. So bootloader, because we have only one hard drive, so I will use yes. Install the bootloader to your primary drive. We have only one drive, so I would say yes and click continue. After that, you need to choose the hard drive. So we have only one hard drive A. Okay, I will choose this one. By default, maybe it's enter device manually, so you need to change this one to your hard drive. Okay, the first hard drive, and click continue. After that, they will finish the installation, and that's it. Click continue to reboot, and then you can log in. The user which we create was Ali, and password was abc@12345, and we can log into our Kali Linux. So this is the complete procedure to install Kali Linux. So let's go back and let's see. Okay, because it will take some time. After that, we can follow those remaining steps. Okay, so next it will ask you the bootloader. So primary yes, click yes and click continue. Make sure choose the second option and click continue. Okay, so it will take some time. So now we are almost finished. So we are here. The next thing is it will finish the installation, and then it will ask you to continue, the last option, final, so that it can reboot, and then you need to type your username and password to log in. Okay, so it's finishing the installation. We need to wait for a while, and then we can log into this Kali Linux. Yeah, and click continue. Okay, so this is the way to install Kali Linux. And finally, we are here. So now we can log in. Okay, so the username was Ali and password abc@12345, and hit enter to log in Kali Linux. And here is the latest and updated Kali Linux. Okay, and you can click here. Let me control shift ++ and it will get IP automatically. So let's go back, and it should take the IP. It's here automatically through DHCP, and we can ping 8.8.8. Yes, we can reach to the internet. That's it. This was the way how we can install Kali Linux from scratch.